The world held its breath as the aircraft carrying Pope Leo XIV touched down and cameras flashed, live broadcasts rolled, and millions waited to witness what would become one of the most symbolic visits of the decade. This wasn't just another diplomatic meeting or a simple religious gesture. It was a moment where history, faith, identity, and politics all converged on a single, global stage. As Pope Leo XIV stepped onto Turkish soil, the air was thick with anticipation. His very first destination was Anıtkabir, the mausoleum of Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, the founder of modern Turkey. The silence during his wreath-laying ceremony became one of the most powerful images of the entire visit. There were no speeches, no press statements, just a quiet moment of profound respect. News outlets across the world immediately shared the photographs. A symbolic act of unity, some wrote. A bridge between faiths and nations, others added. But this was only the beginning of a journey that would shake the world. Next, Pope Leo XIV's meeting with Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan drew intense global attention. Their conversation, held behind closed doors, remained largely undisclosed, adding a thick layer of mystery to the visit. What were they discussing? What deals were being made? The world's media was buzzing with speculation. However, one single line from the Pope managed to leak out and make headlines everywhere. Peace begins in the places where silence is respected. Was this a hint about ongoing global conflicts? A subtle diplomatic message aimed at world leaders? International analysts debated for hours, trying to decode its meaning. The Pope was mastering the art of saying everything by saying very little. From the political heart of Ankara, the journey shifted to a place steeped in ancient history. İznik. This is the legendary city of Nicaea, where the first council took place exactly 1700 years ago. This was the very ground where early Christian doctrine was forged. Thousands gathered as Pope Leo XIV joined an ecumenical prayer service with Orthodox and Catholic leaders, a moment of unity not seen for centuries. The scene stunned historians and theologians alike. Global media described it as a revival of ancient unity and a prophetic moment for the future of Christianity. Standing in the same city where history was written 17 centuries ago, the Pope delivered a message that echoed across continents. Unity is not built in grand halls, but in the courage to meet I. This wasn't just a speech. It was a call to action, challenging centuries of division. The visit was proving to be more than just symbolic. It was becoming transformative. The Pope's journey then continued to Istanbul, the city of crossroads, where empires, religions, and civilizations have converged for millennia. His visit to the Sultanate Mosque, known as the Blue Mosque, sent a powerful message of mutual respect. He removed his shoes, looked up at the mosque's vast, magnificent dome, and stood in silent contemplation. Once again, he let symbolism speak louder than any words ever could. This simple act of reverence was broadcast around the globe, a quiet moment that resonated deeply in a noisy world. Next came a visit that was perhaps the most watched of all. Hagia Sophia, a building that has lived as a church, a mosque, a museum, and now once again, a mosque. The Pope's slow, deliberate steps inside were broadcast live to millions. Journalists described the scene as a walk through the soul of history. He wasn't there to make a political statement, but to bear witness to the layers of faith and time contained within its walls. He then met with Christian communities, patriarchs, and various religious leaders, patiently strengthening interfaith relations in a way few had expected. In a city defined by its complex past, the Pope was carefully planting seeds for a more united future. As night fell on Istanbul, the Pope arrived at Volkswagen Arena, where tens of thousands had gathered for Turkey's first-ever major public papal mass. The atmosphere was electric. The arena glowed as thousands of candles lit up the air. Voices rose in prayer, a beautiful harmony of different languages and backgrounds. People from all walks of life stood side by side: Christians, Muslims, atheists, tourists, and local citizens. It was a breathtaking sight. When Pope Leo XIV began to speak, the entire crowd fell into a complete reverent. His message was simple, yet incredibly powerful. The world cannot heal if we build walls between our hearts. That single line went viral within minutes. Clips of the speech spread like wildfire across social media, trending worldwide. It was a message that transcended religion and politics, touching a universal human need for connection and understanding. As Pope Leo XIV prepared to depart from Istanbul, standing at the aircraft steps, he left the world with one final, unforgettable sentence. "Turkey is not a bridge between East and West," he declared. "Turkey is the meeting point." This quote appeared instantly on headlines from New York to Tokyo. It reframed the entire narrative, not just of his visit, but of the country itself. Experts, historians, and political analysts now describe this trip as a new chapter in interreligious dialogue, a symbolic pivot in diplomatic relations, a historic moment in Christian unity, and a powerful cultural message about pluralism and coexistence. But beyond all the analysis and commentary, one thing is clear. This visit reminded the world that sometimes a single journey can revive centuries of forgotten conversations. This is not just the story of a pope's visit. It is the story of what happens when history, faith, courage, and humanity converge. It's a powerful reminder that even in our deeply divided world, certain moments still have the power to bring us all together. And this was one of those moments. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content that explores the moments that shape our world.